What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name's Amy, and today I thought I'd do something a little bit different and show you a couple of the trades I was in that were winning trades. I'm still working with small position sizes here on my day trading and just working to build a foundation where I'm learning and scaling up slowly. Kind of just working on psychology stuff of mental things that we go through with trading. And it's helping a lot. It really is. Took some losses in January and February, and it kind of caused me to change what I was doing. So since late February, I've been trading very small positions. And today I took six trades. Three were green, three were red. Ended the day in profit. But what I wanted to show you guys on the charts here was the actual entry exits. And, I'm not looking for necessarily to get a feedback or anything. It's sort of just like a diary of like, here's what I did, why I did it. And it kind of helps me to go back and just see, okay, in hindsight, like what happened here. So I'm looking right now, I'm going to skip the first trade that I won on because I shorted Palantir with PLTD. It's an ETF. And it was such a minimal, it was like a 12 cent profit. So we're going to skip that one. I'm going to go to the second winner trade that I had, which was shorting Tesla with TSLQ. So on my screen here, you can see I've got, this is Robinhood, which is not actually what I trade on. I trade on the Thinkorswim platform with Schwab, but I'm showing you Robinhood's charts because this is the charts I look at on my vertical monitor off to the side here. And I wanted to just show you, kind of this is what I'm looking at. I don't like the graphics on Thinkorswim. I think they're horrible. So this is what I'm really looking at on my charts. And just to give you a quick synopsis here, what you're seeing. So I've got Tesla on the left, TSLQ on the right. Now, TSLQ is the ETF that basically shorts Tesla for you. So rather than have to worry about margin and things like that and having a certain amount in the account, I just buy the ETFs. And if you watched my last video, you would realize that I've been the most profitable by buying and selling TSLQ. Out of like everything I've day traded in the last 20 trades, TSLQ by far was my top one. So I was like, well, it's always on the list, for a potential day trade. So I started trading this morning. This was about just before 7 a.m. my time, I believe it was. So that would be 10 a.m. Eastern. So if I'm looking over here, Tesla on the left-hand side here, I don't know if you guys could see my cursor, but it would have been around, okay, now if you can look at the bottom of my screen, you'll see I've got the chart for the stochastic oscillator. And right where it says April 21, 7, so 7 a.m. my time, about that time was when I entered the trade. And if you can see my little cursor kind of like here, I'm trying to move it around so you can see it was kind of where the doji was that I entered the trade for TSLQ because Tesla was starting to show, the steady drop, right? I'm seeing all these red candles drop, drop, drop. And this is a 3-minute chart. So this is kind of what I'm looking at. It had passed this level of support. Honestly, that's what was the, real go signal for me of like, okay, if this candle start closing below support, then I'm out. So if you look over here, I've got these R and S's. This is a feature on Robinhood, which is really nice. It'll put the support and resistance lines for you. And you can always just add this by, there's a little F here, and you can go to indicators. This is listed as pivot points, if you happen to care. So that's how that's added to the chart. And when I see this big red line, I'm like, oh, that's a resistance, or excuse me, that's a support line. If Tesla goes below that, I'm definitely looking to trade TSLQ. So correspondingly, we're now looking on the right-hand side here for TSLQ around that same time. You can see the little dotted lines here, and you see the doji, right? So this is where I enter the trade. Because I was in and out of TSLQ. I think it was just, I might have entered it like 6:58. I didn't write the time down on this one. I just kind of going off the trade I took right after this one. And I was in it no longer than past like 7:04. So I was only in it for a couple of minutes, but I took these two green candles basically is kind of where I was in this trade. And I got out. I got in at 44.90. So I was in right about here. you can see this line here. So actually I got in before the doji, I should say. And then there was that, and then there was the green candle, and I was out based on my take profit level, which was 20 cent. I was going for 20 cent stop, 20 cent take profit. I got out at 45.11. So I did miss some of the move, but there wasn't a ton left. And then if you're looking over here, the reason I think I got out on this one, actually, I didn't manually exit. This was a take profit. So it was a profit of 60 cents. I thought I bought 6 shares. I thought I bought 3 times in twice. And apparently the second order never executed because it was moving too fast. So I was only in this for 3 shares. And yeah, and then it took my take profit and I was out of the trade as I'm waiting for the second batch of shares to go through. I'm like, wait, what's going on? So I ended up canceling the second order because I just completely got bypassed. So I was only in it for 3 shares and it was a very quick trade. So profit of 60 cents. And I did put a note here that I waited for a pullback before entering. So if you're looking over here, back to the left-hand side on Tesla, um, right in this range here was like 226. I was kind of like waiting for these upper 226 levels before jumping in. I wanted to see Tesla going down, but I also wanted to see what I call breathing. And it takes and it goes back up for a moment. That's where I was trying to enter. And so I think I got a good entry because like I said, I got in at 44.90. So that would have been like right about here on the right-hand chart here. So nice, clean stair-stepping action, which is exactly what I like to trade because, as y'all know, the markets have been extremely choppy lately. It's been kind of this crazy thing I noticed this morning that you would see several candles, at least on the 3-minute chart, you'd see several candles going in one direction, green, green, green. Then you'd see things turn around and you'd see like red, red, red. So it was kind of like thinking as I'm doing the trades today, once I saw that sort of pattern, I'm like, okay, I don't want to be in these trades for too long because the chances of them turning around are very high and everything's just erratic right now, like just a hot mess. Tesla was one of the few this morning that had the clean, action. I traded Apple. I didn't do well with that going short or long. Both were losses, but when I tried to short it, it was only like a 5 cent loss because I knew it was turning around. Like it was just crazy how whipsawing and back and forth it was. And it wasn't that I wouldn't even say that the markets were in a chop or ranging. It was just, they were just quick to go one way or the other. So I just didn't want to be in anything for too long. So, okay. So that was the TSLQ one. And just to kind of put it out there, like I said, I shorted Apple, went long on Apple. Those were losing trades. I tried to go long on Tesla actually after like 2 trades later after shorting it, and that didn't work out. But trade number 6, final trade of the day, I was like, you know what? I always have the QQQ chart up, and I kind of use it to gauge the overall market. And also, it kind of predicts, in a sense, what may or may not happen with one of these tech stocks. Whether I'm looking at Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, Palantir. If you see the overall cues doing something, likely it's going to also happen on the individual stock. So I was like, why don't I just short the cues? Because the cues were going down. So I'll show you guys. So here's QQQ on the left. And then I used the ETF SQQQ, which is the short one. And so this trade, I decided to go with a 10-cent stop. I was like, I'm just gonna go for a quick scalp. I knew kind of it was probably the last trade of the day, and the action looked pretty clean. So I'm like, okay, let's do this. So this was about 7:15, 7:20 a.m. Again, I forget to write the time on this one. So I was entering, let's see, cues were falling. I was entering like somewhere in here. So there's like 3 red candles here, right? I'll just kind of like move around. And on this chart would be the opposite. The candles are going up. So let's see, where is it? No, look at the wrong one. Yeah, it would have been like right in here. Okay, so three candles down red, three candles up green. You might wonder like why don't you just trade the actual thing you want to trade? The ETFs just to me are easier. Like you don't have to pay as much to buy a share. You can get quick scalp moves. You don't have to worry as much about the insane volatility. And actually, when I got into SQQ, it was whipping like a lot. And I was like, wow, for a 40 some dollar, ETF, this is moving, right? But the action was happening very quickly on the cues. So I think that's what was, of course, driving it. So, anyways, like I said, cues going down right about here. And I got in at 41.49 with 10 shares. So here I am trying to work on increasing share size and also to just overcome like limitations, right? Like let's just start getting bigger into the trades. And what I've been doing lately is scaling into winning trades. I started very small, by one or two shares, and I was buying three shares, and now I'm also not only scaling into a winning trade, but I'm trying sometimes different stop losses. In this scenario, I think I had the same stop loss for both. I don't think it was different. Yeah. So I got in at 41.49 on SQQQ. So we were in kind of at the top end, I would say, really, though, of this candle. And then it had just a little bit more movement going up. So I did kind of come late to the party, but I was going for a 10-cent scalp. So what ended up happening was I bought in 10 shares and I was really proud of myself because it went my way right away. And I said, let me buy another 10 shares. So I was actually in this trade for 20 shares, which for me was a new milestone. I hadn't traded anything with that size. It's not that much, but for me it was size since probably February. And here we are in April, end of April. So I've been really good at just trying to hone in on my strategy, just keep things small and tight and learn. And I just felt really confident, like, let's just do it. Like, let's just go in 10 shares, double it, 10 shares. So I was in it for 20. The second batch I got in at 41.53, so it moved 4 cents, and I was in it for 20. So looking at the chart here, we were in it like I said, right about these three green. It had a little bit of movement. The first batch of shares executed for a take profit of 10 cents, so 1 to 1, 41.60. So I pretty much tapped the top. I didn't even you can't even see it because this is a 3 minute chart. Let's just go since I was only in it. If I look at the 1 minute chart, this would have been okay. So this move here, this long candle here. Let's just right here, long candle. Okay, so I was in it from 49. So we're like here. Yeah, and then to like kind of the top here to 51. So really I got it just in time to get that 10-cent scalp. Yeah. So the first batch, I think it was actually 41.60 I got out. So this might have been this candle here. This is my top. So actually, just good timing, just reading the chart, reading the candles, watching what was going on with the cues, and starting to see like a little bit of shift, like, okay, I think this move is about to end. And what ended up happening was, I got to take profit on the first batch of 10 shares. The second batch, it just like turned around super fast. As you can see, it immediately went to a red candle, started to come back down. And I decided to manually exit at that point because I was like, I don't like this. So I sold out at 41.51. So it's actually, down 2 cents a share on those last 10 that I bought. But because I got the 10-cent profit on the first 10, that trade ended up an 89-cent profit. So, and as you can see, it had reached its high for that point, and then it was later on coming back down as the cues were leveling out and not they were kind of coming back around at like 7:40, 7:35. So back to my 3 minute here. Yeah, so this trade ended. I think I was out. It was just under an hour after the open. So I think it was about 7:20s. Yeah, because that would have been right in here somewhere. SQQ. Yeah, in the top end there. Yeah, about 7:21 says on the bottom here. So 10:21 Eastern. And like I said, this was my last trade of the day. And what was cool about this trade was, it happened really quickly. I did see that I was up at one point like $1.75. And I'm thinking, oh, cool, And then the first set of shares got the take profit of the 10 cents. And I'm thinking for some reason, I'm thinking I'm out of the whole trade. And I'm like, wait, no, I'm still in the trade. And then, that one started to actually go against me. So yeah, I didn't get the full take profit that I initially saw on the screen, but it's all good. I was just proud of myself for taking a bigger position than I had in a really long time and not worrying about it, not panicking or hesitating or holding back or any of that. Just like, let's just go. So that was cool. I feel like too what I learned from trading today, and I kind of brought up with my analysis of the last 20 trades, was that I'm doing well shorting things. And specifically it was TSLQ, which is shorting Tesla. And now I see, today I had this winning trade on SQQQ. And for whatever reason, I kind of think it's a market sentiment right now that it's more likely that you will capture quick momentum scalp moves on shorting something, just the way the markets have been. And that's what I like to go for. I like to go for quick scalping, quick moves, don't have to sit there and wait and wait and wait in a trade. And for right now, it's just more likely that's going to happen in a stock going down. You can see it in a lot of stocks that, they might be at a certain price, and even things that are going up, as soon as they start to come back down, it seems like it's faster that they're dropping. Aside from maybe like the opening bell, where you might have something shoot up high really fast. Other than that, it just seems to me that if a stock is going to go down, it's going to go down faster than it is going to go up fast. So that's one of the things I think is working, is that I am focused on shorting whatever and anything. And I was quick to like with my trades today, even though it didn't work out with TSLR and the two trades with Apple. I was quick to jump ship and go the other way. And that's something I'm trying to train myself to just be willing to accept, I'm wrong in the moment. Like, let's try it the other way. Um, I do find myself trying it the other way more often than trying something twice. I don't know. Like sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But anyways, guys, wanted to show you the charts here. Hope that you enjoyed the video. Probably won't be doing this for like all my recaps, but if you guys really like me showing, what I'm seeing and all that sort of thing, try to be more explanatory with visuals. Also, I should probably have mentioned with the stochastic oscillator at the bottom. So you can see I've got Bollinger Bands up, I've got support and resistance lines, and I've got the stochastic at the bottom. What I was seeing on the cues at that time, I was entering, what did I say about 7:15-ish? Yeah, 7:15-ish time would have been right. Yeah, so things were kind of like down, 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 and then, sort of like crossing a little. Let's go to the 1 minute on the cues. Okay, so around 17. So here's what I'm seeing, right, in the real-time moment, and why I took the short on the cues was because the stochastic had crossed, and we're seeing this, just obvious downtrend, right? If you look at now, of course, I was looking at the 3 minute, but I'm doing this just to kind of help you guys see what I'm seeing in real time. If you look at the 3 minute, it's kind of a little less obvious. Like it almost looks like more flat, but that's definitely not what it looked like on my chart at that moment in time. So, for whatever reason, that's the way it looks right now. But I wouldn't have gotten into a trade if I'd seen it like sideways. So I'm not sure why it looks a little different going backwards, but let's go back to Tesla for a minute and I'll show you. Oops, show you. So Tesla, when I shorted that one, what did I say around what time? This was just before 7. Okay, so yeah, so here again, down, 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 right? The orangish color is the signal line. So it's clearly like, there's no question about it. If I go back, like I said, to the 1 minute, it might look slightly different. Yeah, so down, down, down. This is all of what I was seeing right in here. Down, down, down. And then when it started to kind of go sideways, I got my take profit, because that one was 20 cents. I wasn't trying to go for a huge thing. And then it turned around to come back up. But yeah, I got my moves. I just kind of wanted to show what I was looking at there with the charts. And the Bollinger Bands, I really just use those for kind of ideas of support and resistance if I'm really far from these lines. Like you can see, Tesla, once it dropped that 228 support, that was the bottom. Like that was S3. So it's like, okay, this thing could go anywhere at this point. I figured, probably it had resistance a couple dollars down, and I was pretty much right. Once I saw it kind of hovering that 223s, I think maybe when I was actually still in it was like 224. Like right in here. Yeah, it was coming down hard, but I was like, yeah, we're getting ready for a bounce. And then there was this line here, this dotted line. I'm trying to see. I don't know. This says close, 223.81. I don't know. I guess there was what they mean close of like the lowest candle or what. I'm not sure what close this was, but yeah, it definitely wasn't from Friday, or excuse me, Thursday. So I'm not sure what that's referring to when it says close, but whatever. Anyways, guys, that's all I got. Feel free to check out my day trading resources down in the comments or description. Everything I've learned thus far, being in month 5, I put into that document, like YouTube videos, books. Just finished this amazing book, Best Loser Wins, Tom Hugard. Another book that's really, really good, Market Wizards. Is it learning that? Okay, there you go. Jack Schwager. Um, Good stuff. So all that's got everything in there links wise, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, guys.